As we're coming on the air tonight, Milton, a catastrophic Category 3 hurricane.
Landfall for Hurricane Milton is now imminent.
Milton is packing winds of up to 120 miles per hour.
The death toll continues to climb.
Biggest threat to life. We've said it before, the extreme flooding. The storm surge forecast to reach up to 13 feet would swallow huge portions of the Florida coastline.
Hurricane Milton.
Hurricane Milton.
Hurricane Milton.
Hurricane Milton.
Hurricane Milton.
A hurricane hasn't hit that area directly in almost a century.
Last time Tampa took a direct hit from a hurricane was more than a century ago. The storm-weary region has barely started recovering from Hurricane Helene.
Hurricane Helene.
Hurricane Helene.
Helene is making history as the strongest hurricane on record to slam Florida's Big Bend.
There has been immense loss and suffering. Up to 2 hurricanes in just 13 days.
One of the areas hardest hit during Hurricane Helene was Treasure Island.
Well, the beach communities were some of the hardest hit areas during Helene and Milton. Treasure Island was devastated by flooding and wind damage. From the beaches to the hotels, the community is really trying to find ways to get back on its feet as quickly as possible.
Hey guys, my name's Travis Bonino with Sausalito's Restaurant out in Riverton, Utah. I've got some properties down in Treasure Island, Florida. We were hit by 2 hurricanes back to back within, I believe, a week and a half. When I came across the island, I was in absolute shock. The destruction was unbelievable. Every business we drove by was full of sand or full of water. There was cars upside down. There was boats where boats didn't belong. Nothing like I've ever seen in my life. People have lost their entire businesses, their entire homes. Oh, look at the middle grounds, the restaurant, one of our favorite places, destroyed. And guess what? No one can get any answers. Now, I'm not saying that the government needs to pay for everything, but by God, we pay taxes and they're supposed to help. FEMA has not shown up. I'm in the heart of Treasure Island right now. I have still not seen a damn truck. Nothing. 2 years ago, Hurricane Ian had hit the Barrier Islands. So I decided to get on Facebook with my amazing Facebook following of Sausalitos and my personal friends and tell everyone that I was going to take my truck and snowmobile trailer down to Fort Myers with supplies. I had no idea the support we were going to get. The next day I came into work and I walked in my restaurant. The entire waiting room was full of supplies. I turned around, I looked over in my dining room, and part of my dining room was full of supplies. At this point, my trailer was going to be full in one day. All of a sudden, I got a phone call from a guy, his name's Brandon Martinez, it's a good friend of mine. Brandon told me that I think we're gonna need a semi. And he said, well, I've got a semi and I'll donate my time. That's kind of where it all began. 4 days later, we had an entire semi full from the floor to the ceiling with supplies for the victims of Hurricane Ian.
The owner of Sausalitos, Travis, says this is all what they do here and why they do it for those victims in Florida.
And there's that.
First off, Sausalitos, this is what we do. We love giving back. Oh, and our world needs it right now. We need some good in the world.
It's been a long few days for Travis Bonino. 10 days ago, his thoughts were about his home in Florida as Hurricane Ian made landfall.
Amazing. Thank you, dear.
Yep. Thankfully,
it missed us by about 70 miles, 0 damage. So, of course, I was excited. I was happy. Then that, they call it survivor's guilt, kicked in, and I wear my heart on my shoulder, and it bothered me. It really did. I did what Sausalitos does, and that morning I got up super early in the morning and posted on Facebook, I want to take a truck and trailer and go down and volunteer and help.
Fox 13 came out and covered those first donations. It filled up his waiting room in the restaurant, but that was just the beginning.
We saw it on the news, so we had to come out.
So it went from a small van, small trailer, to we need my big truck, big trailer, to a friend of mine calling saying, Travis, you're gonna need a semi.
So semi it was, but seeing the size was a bit daunting.
I don't like failure, and I was almost embarrassed when the truck pulled up, thinking there's no way I'm gonna be able to fill this truck. Man, now I get goosebumps. It's been amazing.
But it was the community.
Oh, look at you guys.
That stepped up.
This is unbelievable.
And now it's full.
That's incredible.
Isn't that awesome?
Good job.
Yes. Every car that pulls up, these aren't little donations. There's families spending $200 to $4,000 or $5,000, and they look in this trailer. I've shed tears, and I've seen a lot of people shed tears.
So what's next?
We're gonna load this baby, finishing up tonight. We've got a 36 to 38 hour drive each way.
So as they pack up and hit the road, Travis wanted to say this to those in Florida waiting for the help to arrive.
That they understand they're not forgotten. that they've got communities behind them clear across the other side of the country.
Got it. There you go.
I think they're gonna, wake up and see this stuff sitting, be able to go use these items and appreciate it, and just know that
We did it.
this America,
Yeah,
we don't leave our people behind.
We did it.
When I got down to Florida this year, Brandon was one of my very first phone calls. He called me to check on me. He could hear it in my voice. I was devastated. The properties were ruined. The island was ruined. I told him that there's people walking around carrying garbage bags with the only belongings they had. His exact words to me, sounds like we need another semi. I kind of chuckled. I'm like, dude, if you want to do it, let's do this again. I get a little emotional on it because he brought his truck over, and the first day they filled the semi. All I did was put it on Facebook. That was it. I put it on our social media, and once again, our Lido's Love Army showed up.
Load up with a few pallets.
Everybody working hard. They got this organized. Medicine, first aid, organizing everything. I'm gonna fill these with clothes, different sizes, genders. Holy smokes.
Brandon called me a little bit in panic and said, we need a second semi. So we reached out to some friends on the internet, and within minutes, we had another semi donated. Again, I got on social media. I asked our Lido's Love Army for more help, more supplies. At this point, I'd been down there a few days, and I realized what people needed. They had lost everything. If you picture anywhere from 3 to 8 feet of water inside your home, that's everything. Our needs are gonna be canned food, maybe some pots and pans for people to cook in, plastic forks, paper plates, paper towels, cleaning supplies, generators. If anyone has any generators they wanna donate, I think that's gonna be a huge need. Extension cords, gas cans, propane, little propane cookers maybe. Well, within another day and a half, number 2 semi was full. Brandon once again calls me, and he joked that, Travis, I think we needed a 3rd semi. At that point, I about shit my pants. I didn't know what we were gonna do, how we were gonna do a 3rd semi. Once again, we reached out to a friend, Bart, with zero hesitation whatsoever. He had his truck here the next day. Once again, I got on social media. I asked my friends, the communities of Utah, to come help us fill this 3rd semi. Day 4, I believe, semi was full. Next thing I know, I run into my next hurdle. Where am I gonna distribute this? What am I gonna do? How am I going to get this out to the community? I reached out to my friends in Treasure Island. I've got a lot of very, 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 very good friends in Treasure Island. I told them, guys, I need some help trying to figure out where we're gonna distribute all these supplies. I was contacted by Thunderbird Resort. They got a hold of the general manager, her name's Donna. Basically opened up her heart and said, we'll do whatever we can to help. I told her one of my biggest problems is trying to find a spot to park the semis and distribute this. Within hours, Donna called me back and she found us a location. Okay guys, hey, I just want everyone to know we got a lot going on here at Treasure Island. The Thunderbird, one of our beloved locations. We like to come down and hang out. Miss Donna has graciously accepted has offered her help. We're gonna be setting up our semis across the street. The owner of the property allowed it. We're going to be setting up on Wednesday morning. If anyone can possibly help, we'd love to see you here Wednesday morning. I gotta get out of the way. We got the National Guard here making things happen. But anyway, Wednesday morning, trucks are gonna be here unloading. We got a team of people and volunteers. Thanks everyone, and I want a big shout out to the Thunderbird for stepping up and helping Treasure Island. Utah, we love you. We're excited what's going on today. Things are happening. From that location, we ran into our next hurdle. There was, I believe, 5 huge palm trees that had blown down in the parking lot. A friend of mine, Harvey, and Katie reached out and started looking for forklifts because we knew we needed forklifts to unload the semis. We had a gentleman donate a forklift. We got the trees moved. In the meantime, I also got a phone call out of the blue from an old friend from Cisco Foods. Actually, he's not an old friend, he's a lifetime friend. His name's Jeremy Padilla. He reached out and asked me what Cisco could do to help. And I said, oh yeah, man, sure. Jeremy, if you want to come help me, we could use help unloading the trucks. That'd be great. He goes, okay, we're there. I'll get my team. We'll get some people there to help you. He goes, but we'd also like to help feed you. And I kind of chuckled. I said, Jeremy, I don't know how many people are going to be here, but you want to feed the volunteers on Wednesday? He's like, absolutely. I said, okay, I'm thinking maybe 100 volunteers, maybe 30, I don't know. Jeremy said, no, Travis, we want to feed everyone. And when I asked him what he meant by everyone, he said, everyone. And I laughed and I told him, Jeremy, there's 6,000 to 7,000 people on the island. He said, I'll feed 15,000. Jeremy showed up with his team at Cisco team with grills, barbecuers, a big trailer. They had water, they had hamburgers, not just cheap hamburgers. They had, I think they were Wagyu hamburgers. They fed everyone. They fed the fire, the police, volunteers helping us unload the trucks. It was absolutely amazing. We didn't want people to think we were partying, so Donna and her marketing team and I came up with an idea, and we called it Waves of Hope. They jumped on their social media and they sent out a message to everyone that, Thursday we've got Waves of Hope. Come to our event, we're gonna have live music, we're gonna feed you, and we're gonna give you some amazing supplies. Wednesday morning, I asked volunteers to be there at 7 a.m. My battery was dead on my little Vespa scooter, so I was about 10, 15 minutes late. I pulled up in the parking lot and I parked in the front of the parking lot, kind of waiting for everyone, looking around thinking, man, there's no one here. I walked back around to the back of the trucks. To my surprise, there was an army of people. It was still dark. There were so many people. I literally teared up and I might have cried a little bit. Strangers, friends, the truck drivers that drove the trucks down. We opened up the trucks and I think everybody about fell over when they had seen what we had in these trucks. I think we had these trucks completely unloaded, set up on tables, separated. I want to say in 5 hours, our army had done all that. The next day is the big reveal where people are going to show up for us to distribute. We put everyone in orange vests. We called them the Guardians. As people would come and check in, the Guardians would approach them and ask them, follow me. What do you guys need? What are your needs? What are your wants? We knew that people were going to struggle. We knew people were going to feel odd, uncomfortable, feel like they were taking handouts. We didn't care. We didn't care if you were rich, if you were poor, if you were old, if you were young. We didn't care who you were. We just cared if you needed something. We want them to feel comfortable taking and asking for what they needed. I don't think anyone will ever really truly understand how much they really truly helped so many people. These people lost everything. They had nothing. We came halfway across the United States and had given them more than they had seen in days and days. The letters, the emails, the pictures I've received of people to this day still using the supplies, taking pictures of the blow-up beds they're sleeping on, taking pictures of the toys the kids are playing with. The impact, I can't express it enough, how good it was and how much it helped. Fox News interviewed me. They asked me why I do what I do.
Come on over here, Travis. Thank you for being on Fox Weather. Travis Bonino, right?
Yep. I've always believed if people are in need and you could leave a little piece of your heart with them, that you're going to help them and make an impact in their lives forever.
Tell me the story. How did this happen? You drove from Utah with 3 trucks of supplies.
Yep. So, I didn't drive. I was here. My properties were damaged, so I came down to help. Realized the damage that was down here, how much help people needed. People were walking around the streets with nothing. Literally bags, that's all they had left. Their homes were destroyed, their jobs were lost. I reached out to my restaurant community on Facebook. I own a restaurant in Utah, Salsalitos, Mexican Grill.
Awesome.
My community, they rallied. Within a day, we had a semi full. We knew we had more donations coming in. Day 2, we filled another semi. Day 3, we filled a 3rd semi.
Total grassroots from this heart and soul, right, of Americans, and you, and this is your community as well, so it means something to you.
It does. It really does.
In the aftermath of disasters all over the country, I feel like Utonians always come to the rescue.
I'm telling you,
I see it all the time.
We're halfway across the country. They don't know where Treasure Island is, but the minute I ask them, no matter what it is, even if I do something like this in Utah, it's my army shows up. So it's amazing. We actually call it Lido's Love. We started that kind of movement during COVID, and it's turned into this scale that's unbelievable. Back in COVID, we started a thing called Lido's Love. Lido's Love it's became a thing. We get asked all the time, hey, can Lido's Love help us? We have a kid that needs a wheelchair. We have someone that can't afford a funeral. Someone that's homeless that needs some help. Anytime I've ever mentioned Lido's Love to my army, my community, my followers, my customers, they've always stepped up and helped me. So Lido's love is a thing. It's something that Sausalito's is proud of. I really, truly want to thank everyone that volunteered to load the semis, everyone that volunteered to go pick up supplies, everyone that donated money, that donated supplies. Don't be afraid to help people. Always remember, it really feels good to give. It really, really feels good to give. One of the volunteers, his name was Bobby. He sent me a picture of an older couple, and they had a picture of their garbage can full of supplies. Bobby took their picture and they smiled. And after he took their picture, he said, I can't help but notice you guys were crying and you were smiling. And they said, yeah, we told our kids we lost everything. We had nothing left. The only thing we have left are these supplies that people from Utah brought us. And the one thing that they didn't lose was love. Not only for each other, but that other people still love them. Remember Lido's love. Remember to give back to your communities. Do what you can to help people, because you will make a difference in the world. From the Bonino family and Sausalito's, we sincerely want to thank each and every one of you, from Utah to Florida. We couldn't have done all this without you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Utah. Thank you, everybody. Couldn't have did this without you.
We're taking Lisa to Utah. Lisa's coming back to Utah. From Utah, Lido's love, okay? So this is for Dustin from our friends in Utah and my restaurant Sausalito's. It's called Lido's Love, okay? Don't do that. That's what we're here for, man. Okay? It's for you. We love dogs. Yeah. Paula? Yes, sir. Is this going to help? Yes, sir. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Oh my God. Normally I don't look like this. Oh, come on. You look beautiful.
Everybody look good.
Picture.
Donate?
Oh, the rain. The lead. Balance the team.
We go.
Here we go.
Woo!